Hey guys, I'm checking out an app today created by the very well-known kernel developer Francesco Franco. It's called Servicely. The links are available in the description. Now, I'm sure if you've been an Android user for a while, you've experienced that sometimes when you open an app, you use it for a while, then close it, a service from that app is still running. It can stay running for hours, even though you have no intention of using it for a while, which of course can drain battery and use RAM. Now, Servicely runs at a certain interval which is customizable by the user, and it essentially kills those services that you have on its list. So if we open it up here, we have the enable and disable service toggle in the top right hand corner. The upgrade to Pro option here is actually more to show your support to the developer, as Franco included a free Pro version toggle in the app itself. But if you do end up loving the app and using it daily, then it is always a good idea to show your support. But if you want to try the Pro version, you can just toggle that option right there. We have some options here which we'll go through in a second, but Servicely is a very simple and well-made app to use. It just does what it says on the tin. So you can see the big plus button there that says add a new app to the hit list. Now if you go into this, it's going to populate a list with your running services. Of course, you have to be careful with this. If you start clicking all your apps, things like push notifications for those apps will stop working, so do be aware of that. It is quite powerful. If you know an app that's not currently running, but you do want to put it on the list, you can head over to installed apps on the top tab right there, and you can pick the application. If we head back and check out my current hit list, you can see these are the applications that I've currently chosen that I don't want to keep running after I've exited them. The other options we have here are, of course, the interval period. So right now it's set to 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds, Servicely is going to go ahead and check that list and see if they're running. And if they are running, it's going to go ahead and kill it. And of course, it does that on the background thread, so it's not going to interfere with your usage. It's not going to slow down your device. And it's also worth noting that Servicely can't hold a wake clock, so it's not going to be waking up your device every 60 seconds to kill these apps. It's only running when your device is already awake, so it's not going to wake up your device to do this, which of course isn't going to drain any batteries. So that's always good. You have options for screen off only, so if you don't want it to run with the screen on, you can use that option. The aggressive process termination, I turned that off because if you have music apps, when that was on, it did also kill the music apps in the background, which I didn't want. And right at the bottom there, you can see you can actually turn off services on individual applications, including Google Play services, but be aware of that. If you start messing with those, you can get forced closes and have errors, so there's a big warning sign. I don't really touch that. You can disable services if you want to, but just be aware of that. If we go into my apps right now, the running apps, you can see that most of this stuff here I actually do want running, like Tasker and all that sort of stuff. You can see Servicely there. It's a pretty light application, doesn't use much RAM. So let's actually try this with an application in my running list. And I kind of want to get rid of the maps, Google Maps right here. You can see there's a service that's been running for, what is that, about 21 hours. So a long time. I can't remember the last time I opened Google Maps, but there you go. It's the upload service. So we're going to try and add this to Servicely, and it should stop it running when we don't want it to. So head back to Servicely, we'll add it to the hit list. You can see it should be in the running services, because as we saw, it was running. Keep scrolling. There's maps. So, okay, we're going to click that, press the tick in the bottom right hand corner, and that's it. It's added to the hit list. And by the way, the application is smart enough to not kill apps while you're actually using them in the foreground. So if I was using Google Maps, it wouldn't kill it. But there you go. You can just see it's just disappeared from the list as I was speaking just there. Servicely obviously just ran there, and it looked at the list, it saw Google Maps on it, and it killed it. So there you go, it's working just as expected. Now there's probably a number of you out there thinking that this is just a task killer, and you're right, essentially it is just a task killer, but it has a few options that some don't, like the interval period, which you can customize. That's kind of a big deal. It also has a light memory footprint, and it's just generally a nice and easy application to use, which some task killers aren't. There's probably a number of you out there that are also wondering if this is playing a cat and mouse game, in the way that Servicely kills an app, but Android just restarts the service, and that happens over and over again, which is bad for your battery life. But I can honestly say I've been running this for a few weeks, and that doesn't seem to be the case, at least for the apps that I have on my list. Once killed by Servicely, they generally seem to stay closed until I reopen them. My deep sleep stats are really good. My battery drain has been great. There are, of course, other apps out there. Some are a little different, like Greenify, but not everyone has identical needs, so it's definitely worth a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.